Alright, what's good guys? As you can tell, I just finished a session. Didn't go for too long because it was pretty packed today, but I thought I'd do a little bit of a different style of video. So instead of kind of just showing you guys as I go, I would just kind of give my thoughts on the session, a bit more laid back, and then just kind of have it playing over my voice. Now today was super different than just any regular session just because my main focus was changing technique. Now one thing I've been really considering is, should I change my technique? Should I leave it where it is? Because I know like the technique that I currently have, it's not the best. There is room for improvement, but I feel like, I could dunk with that technique, and I feel like, if I just get a little bit stronger or a little bit more explosive, then I'll still have like a 40 plus introvert or 40 introvert to dunk with that. But after talking with someone who you guys probably know very well, Andy Lloyd from Sky Athletics, shout out Andy Lloyd, check him out, his link will be in the description. After having a chat with him on Instagram, I kind of just come to the realization how many inches I could be missing out on just because of my technique. Some issues that I kind of talked about with him that are really big is obviously my pace. So a lot of people have been mentioning some of these things in the comments as well, but one thing he mentioned was that I go from fast to slow instead of slow to fast, which obviously it really hurts your vertical because the run-up should be setting you up for a good penultimate, and obviously if I'm finishing my run-up and my penultimate slow, that's really going to negatively affect the inches that I gain. So that's one thing I really kind of hit me just the way he kind of explained it to me. He also said that the kind of path I'm running at, I really need to kind of involve my hips a lot more. It's not real, my hips aren't really being used as much as they can be, and obviously if you guys have some experience in jump training, you know that the amount of power that your hips produce, it's a lot. So that's a huge thing. So that's another thing I was kind of working on throughout this session. Other than that, it was just trying to elongate the penultimate and make sure that I'm going slow to fast, like I said, and then making sure that my foot placement in the penultimate was decent. So a lot of the time when I plant, both my feet will be squared. So that's really been putting some strain on my tendon, and which probably has been resulting in my knee pain that I've been getting every now and then. So I've been really trying to fix that. And then once I kind of started fixing that, I could feel like there was no way near as much pain when I jumped or when I landed, just because I'm kind of externally rotating my feet a little bit so that my toes aren't squared with the ring. So those were the 4 things that I was just really trying to work on. At the start of the session it was a little bit slow, so I kind of just started slow, really just almost like walking down the technique, and just trying to get my speed right, just trying to get my foot placement right, my penultimate long enough in relation to my other steps. A lot of the time in my previous technique I would have too long of a starting step and too fast of a starting step, and then too small of a finishing step. So I was just really trying to fix that. And I'm not gonna lie, when I started, it just felt like I was going against my muscle memory and my natural instincts. So it's really hard to just jump feeling something that's completely unnatural to me. But I stuck with it, and then throughout the session I actually did end up getting some decent jumps. Now, do I think the technique was exactly where I need it to be? Of course not. When you're trying to revamp your whole technique, it's obviously going to take a lot of time. It's going to take, it could take months, it could take a few weeks, and obviously this is just the first session. So I am excited, how I did today, just because it did start to feel a lot more natural than it did at the start of the session, and that gave me a little bit of a confidence booster. And I do think once I kind of get everything on point, the placement in the penultimate, the length of my penultimate, my pace, everything, when all of those things come together, I really do think that 40-inch vertical would be nothing when I perfect that technique. And I don't think I'm too far from it, because I think, given my experience in jump training, even though it's a different technique, it's still jump technique, it's still something I'm fairly familiar with. So I think once I critique that, I'm really excited to see how high my jump is. So today I really kind of just took the pace slow. Next week will probably be another kind of technique focused session, and then eventually I'm going to just try up the speed until I can do it naturally, comfortably, at full speed. And I know it's a bit like annoying, it is frustrating that I've been kind of doing this technique, I've been training for years, and now when it feels like I'm just there to dunk it, I've got to restart this whole thing, which is frustrating. But one thing I would always kind of give as advice is to really just always kind of be a student of the game. There's got to be times where you just take your ego out of it. That's something I used to struggle with back when I kind of started. I thought maybe 3-4 months into training, I know everything. I wouldn't really take advice from anyone, and that actually really hurt me looking back. So no matter how many years of experience you have, even if you have like 10 plus years of experience, if you feel like you're getting advice that, you know, is beneficial to you, I would definitely consider it, maybe try it out, see if it does help you, because even like jumping, as you guys know, is a very hard thing to master. It's very technical, and you know, there's always things you can probably do better. So always be a student of the game, continuously try to fix your weaknesses, and that way you're just going to be able to jump much more efficiently and also stay injury free. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys like this kind of style, just maybe a bit more laid back. If you did, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!